Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, RingsideNews.com. A lot going on in the world of WWE right now. We just had Payback. We have Elimination Chamber coming up in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. We have the NXT TakeOver event. We're coming off a very eventful edition of Monday Night Raw. So with that being said, let's get down to your questions here from spring.me/Aaron Rift. First one today comes from Joey Jojo. At this point, who do you personally feel is the best choice to win the IC title match at Elimination Chamber? Well, here's the thing. If WWE's long-term plan was for Daniel Bryan to be a defending champion similar to John Cena, and the whole point of Daniel Bryan as champion was going to be to elevate the title and have Bryan defend it against several people, I think your best choice is to go with Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler just basically stepping into Daniel Bryan's role, defending the title similar to John Cena and helping to elevate the title and give it credibility. Now, perhaps WWE is going to go in a different direction. Maybe their plan all along was for Sheamus to beat Bryan for the title. In that case, I could see Sheamus winning the title at Elimination Chamber. I feel it's going to come down to either Ziggler or Sheamus. But right now, we still have one more Raw episode before the pay-per-view, and anything can happen. But right now, at this moment, I would say either Ziggler or Sheamus would be your best choices to win. There are other choices. There are other possibilities. One of them is good old R-Truth. And I got this question here from CPT Trips 22871. Hello, Aaron. Why is R-Truth always randomly added to important matches when he is normally rarely seen on TV? First the WrestleMania IC title match, then King of the Ring, now Elimination Chamber. I feel like they could have chosen a more relevant participant like Neville. Well, there's always the possibility that R-Truth will be making his way down the ring and somebody will jump him. Wouldn't be Neville because Neville's a babyface, but it is weird that R-Truth is put into these matches. I'm not really sure why. I could see a logical reason being that WWE doesn't want Neville to be in the match if he's not going to win. WWE has been protecting Neville. Neville has been portrayed as a rising superstar, and their attitude perhaps is that if he's not going to be booked as the IC champion, they do not want him in the match, period. Now, Neville could definitely add to that match. One would think that him being in the match would make it better, but maybe that's WWE's reasoning. I really don't know. R-Truth, I guess, is just a body for the match. You know, somebody's got to do the job, and in the end, 5 of the 6 people will end up getting beat. So why not just throw in a random guy so that way it's one less guy you're protecting having to take a fall. Got this question here from Carbold Tunnel. Hey Aaron, what is your take on Kevin Owens' actions on Raw? Giving Cena a beating and stomping on the US title he deemed worthless compared to the NXT title. Do you think this will do wonders for Owens as a possible next great WWE heel? I thought the segment was well done. I like the fact that Kevin Owens came out and got in Cena's face, and it's a different dynamic from Neville coming out or Sami Zayn coming out, a babyface who is portrayed as an underdog. Kevin Owens' character is different. He comes out, he's dominant, he is defiant, he takes out John Cena, he steps on the title, which that drew up some controversy online, but I'm like, you guys complain about PG WWE, and then somebody does something that's even a little bit controversial, and you say, oh, what are they doing that's so disrespectful? I find that personally funny. I thought it was tremendous. I think it's a great way to build up Kevin Owens as a heel, a great way to build up to the NXT TakeOver event, and it really just goes to show that WWE is really putting an emphasis on NXT and trying to make it the third brand, and they're taking it seriously by putting Kevin Owens out there on Raw and having him not only take out your top star, but in less than 2 weeks he's going to be going up against John Cena at Elimination Chamber. Now, what's going to happen at that event with Owens and Cena, that remains to be seen. And first thing we have to see what happens is, will Owens retain the title at TakeOver, or will Zayn beat him, and will Kevin Owens not have the championship going into Elimination Chamber? So that there's still a lot of questions regarding that and what's going to happen. So I'll talk more about Kevin Owens in a future video, perhaps after TakeOver. I'll give more of my thoughts on what might happen between Owens and Cena. And I got this question here from CPW1978. Aaron, as exciting as it is, do you think WWE is pulling the trigger too fast when calling up blending NXT rookies into the main roster? Well, that is certainly a concern that WWE is putting too many of the NXT guys on the roster too soon. I think it's best to spread them out over a period of time, but I think Kevin Owens is ready for the big time, and maybe the idea is that Sami Zayn will be NXT champion for a while, and they're going to put Kevin Owens on the main roster first, even though he got to NXT sooner. Not that Owens is any more talented or more experienced than Sami Zayn. It just, it's a balancing thing. Maybe the idea is that you already have Adrian Neville as the underdog babyface, so why do you really need another guy in a similar role? One would think Kevin Owens is a monster heel. You bring him in, and it's a different dynamic. And also, it'll fuel the speculation that maybe with Samoa Joe possibly coming in, he's similar in style to Kevin Owens, and you don't want two big chubby guys on your NXT roster. So it's just a way, I think, to balance out the roster a little bit on NXT and on Raw and on WWE. But yeah, I would avoid bringing up too many guys too quickly. I think one guy every 3 or 4 months is the way to go. But doing more than that, I definitely feel is pushing it too much. All right, got this one from the Heel Player. Well, Aaron, we got to see a Shield reunion for a short moment, but it was such an awesome moment and an awesome match. Which leads me to this question. Were you surprised that Dean did not take the pin like you expected to happen? To me, that was the biggest surprise at the Payback pay-per-view, was the fact that Dean Ambrose did not take the fall. The one big criticism I have of Payback is that it was too predictable. The matches were really good, and the execution was good, which is why I'm not too upset about it being predictable. I'd rather the show be predictable and make sense, and the matches tell a story. I'd rather the story be intriguing than trying to swerve people and then it not having make any sense. The Shield with the reunion, I figured that would happen. I figured WWE would take advantage of the opportunity to tease a reunion with them and have them powerbomb Randy Orton. Made for a really cool spot, something we'll remember down the line. It's something people will not forget about. And, the reaction of Seth Rollins was great when Ambrose and Reigns stopped the smiling, and, he freaked out. I thought that was really cool. That was well done. So yeah, it was definitely a surprise, though. I guess the idea is that Dean Ambrose is going to be facing Seth Rollins at Elimination Chamber, so why beat him at Payback? I mean, that's the idea, and it closes the chapter of Rollins versus Orton. Rollins finally beat Orton once again, and that's the end of it. Orton goes to the back of the line, but Ambrose, he wasn't pinned, so I guess he gets another shot. That's the WWE logic. What can I say? All right, this one comes from Nick Bianchi 12. Do you think that having Kane and JJ interfere in the main event took away from the amazing performance that Reigns, Orton, Ambrose, and Rollins had? I just feel like it could have been way better than it already was if they weren't involved. Well, yeah, I think it would have been better if it was just a straight-up Fatal 4-Way match without Kane being involved. But WWE's been doing this storyline with Kane and Seth Rollins, so Kane was throwing into the mix. And I actually like the fact that Kane made it clear from the beginning that he was trying to help Rollins. To me, it would have been really lame. Going in, I figured, okay, there's no point in getting invested in the match because we all know it's going to come down to Kane making his decision. So rather than just sit around waiting for the end of the match and for Kane to do whatever he's going to do, instead, right from the beginning, Kane was helping Seth Rollins. So to me, it added a little bit more mystique to the match and made it a little bit more unpredictable, even though to me it was still predictable. But I did enjoy the fact that Kane was already out there helping Seth Rollins, and it was no DQ, so why not get involved? Would be stupid for Kane to just stand out there when it's no DQ and not get involved. All right, got this one here from Derek J 1993. Hey Aaron, what match do you think was the best and worst on the Payback card? I think the tag title match was the best and the Divas match was the worst. Please answer in video. Well, I discussed this on the official review video with Jeff Meacham. I think the worst match besides the Divas match was Neville and Wade Barrett, just because it was silly to have Wade Barrett get counted out, and then he gets back in the ring and Neville lays him out anyways. So why didn't Neville just win the match in the first place? To me, it was really just a filler match, and it was the worst match the two of them have had, especially because of the way the match was booked. And as far as the best match, I mean, to me, it's really a toss-up. John Cena versus Rusev for what it was. Lots of cool spots in that match. That was a good match. And I also enjoyed the tag team title match with the New Day against Kid and Cesaro. To me, that was a very good match. So, I mean, really a toss-up between those two. But as good as the matches were on Payback, I don't think there was any match that I'm going to remember a year from now as an all-time classic. So, you could really go with either match, I think, either Cena, Rusev, or the tag title match. All right, that'll wrap it up for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest regarding the fallout from Payback, as well as the upcoming Elimination Chamber pay-per-view and NXT TakeOver as well. As I said at the beginning, a lot going on in the world of WWE. Going to be a busy month, actually, because after Elimination Chamber, we have Money in the Bank. Plenty of content to discuss, and Stone Cold's podcast returning with Paul Heyman. Lots of stuff to talk about. I will be posting more videos in the coming days. No DQ&A video. Also, Talk Wrestling with Jeff Meacham is making a comeback. That will be on the YouTube channel as well. And maybe a few other surprises. We'll have to wait and see on that. But subscribe if you haven't already. YouTube.com/NoDQCAW. Hopefully there will be a new video every single day for the foreseeable future. Subscribe if you haven't already. Please tell a friend. Share this video with anybody you know who watches wrestling. Have them check out this video. Have them check out the YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for all the support. And I will see you guys next time for another edition of No DQ&A video.